Cancel the emotional debt. Part 1. The foundation. Why we stay stuck. Most of us are walking through life carrying a weight we were never meant to bear. We call it justice. We call it principle. We call it not letting people get away with things. But if you slow down and actually feel what you're carrying, it's not strength. It's heaviness. It's tension. It's bitterness. And here's the part that's difficult to accept. That weight is not protecting you anymore. It's costing you. Your focus is lower. Your reactions are sharper. Your patience is thinner. Your energy is constantly being drained by something that already happened. So today is not about forcing yourself to say, I forgive you. That doesn't work. Today is about rebuilding your internal structure, so forgiveness becomes a natural outcome, not a forced decision. Let's address something honestly. People say just let it go like it's a switch, but you don't hold on to pain for no reason. You hold on to it because it feels like control, it feels like justice, it feels like protection from being hurt again. And sometimes it feels like the only way to make what happened matter. But here's the reality. Holding on to a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It doesn't create justice, it creates internal damage. So what is the goal here? A spiritual reset. And that means one thing: reclaiming your time and energy from the past. Because every moment you spend replaying what happened is a moment you are not building what's next. And if you think about it from a high-performance perspective, that's one of the most expensive habits you can have. Part 2. The first pillar. Deconstructing the debt. Forgiveness is not just emotional, it's structural. And the easiest way to understand it is through something practical. Money. Forgiveness literally means to cancel a debt, so let's make this real. Take a notebook, write this at the top. Outstanding debts. Now list the people who owe you something. Be specific: someone who owes you an apology, someone who wasted your time, someone who broke trust, someone who didn't give you the support you needed. And go deeper. Maybe you feel life owes you a better start. You feel your past took opportunities away from you. Write it all down. No filtering. Now, here's the shift most people never make. As long as you are expecting repayment, you are tied to the debtor. Your attention stays there, your emotions stay there, your mental energy stays there. That's a contract. And the problem is, most of these debts will never be paid. Not because you don't deserve it, but because they're not capable, they don't see it, or they've already moved on. So what happens? You stay emotionally invested in a situation that has no return. You are putting present energy into a closed account. From a strategic standpoint, this is inefficient. From a personal standpoint, it's draining. And from a spiritual standpoint, it keeps you stuck. Now let's go one level deeper. Some of what you're carrying didn't even start with you. Patterns from parents, beliefs from childhood, emotional responses you inherited. You're holding debts that were never yours to begin with. And this is where the cycle stops, not by fixing the past, but by refusing to carry it forward. Part 3, the second pillar. The science of the soul scar. Let's remove the abstract and talk about what's physically happening. When you replay a painful memory, your brain doesn't fully distinguish between past and present. It activates similar stress responses. Your body releases stress hormones, your heart rate shifts, your muscles tighten. This is not just emotional, it's biological. So if you revisit the same memory 10 times a day, you are putting your body into stress mode 10 times a day. That accumulates, and over time it becomes your baseline state. Now layer something else on top: the mask. Most people don't show this externally. They function, they work, they smile. But internally, there's pressure, unresolved tension. That's what I call a soul scar. It's not visible, but it affects your decision-making, your relationships, your ability to trust, your capacity to focus. So here's a controlled way to process it. The 3-minute witness protocol. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Sit still, no distractions, bring the situation to mind, and instead of suppressing it, allow the emotion to fully surface. Anger, frustration, disappointment. Don't analyze it, don't justify it, just observe it, then shift. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, visualize that emotional charge leaving your body, not disappearing magically, but reducing. Repeat this cycle. What you're doing is retraining your system, from reaction to observation to release. That's control. Part 4, the third pillar. rebuilding the interior. Now we rebuild. And the first correction is critical. Forgiveness does not mean access. You can forgive someone and still set boundaries. You can release resentment and still choose distance. Forgiveness is internal. Access is external. Do not confuse the two. Now here's your spiritual reset protocol, broken down clearly. 1. Acknowledge accuracy over avoidance. Stop minimizing what happened. Be precise. What actually occurred? What did it cost you? Clarity removes distortion. 2. Disconnect. End the mental trial. Most people are running a mental courtroom daily. You replay the event. You argue your case. You imagine what they should have said or done. That loop never ends, and it consumes cognitive energy. So you consciously stop it. Not by force, but by recognition. This thought is not producing value. Then you redirect. 3. Replace. Fill the vacuum intentionally. When you remove resentment, you create space. If you don't fill it intentionally, old patterns return. So choose skill building, health improvement, financial growth, better relationships. Redirect your energy into something that compounds. Now let's address something deeper. Grief. Because for some of you, this isn't about anger, it's about loss. And that's heavier. If your sleep is affected, if your mind keeps returning to what-if scenarios, understand this. Part of forgiveness is releasing responsibility for what you could not control. You did what you knew at the time. With the awareness you had, holding yourself to a higher standard after the fact is distortion. So you forgive yourself too. That's part of the reset. Now we stabilize the structure. Because forgiveness is not a one-time action. It's a maintenance system. Thoughts will come back. Triggers will happen. But now you have a response framework. Recognize, pause, redirect. Replace that loop keeps you in control. Now let's make this operational in real life, because insight without application changes nothing. Here are 3 situations where you will need to actively apply this framework. 1. When you're triggered unexpectedly. Someone says something, a memory surfaces, your mood shifts instantly. Instead of reacting, apply a micro reset. Notice the shift immediately. Label it. This is a past trigger. Breathe once, deeply. Return to your current task. This takes less than 15 seconds, but it prevents a 2-hour mental spiral. 2. When you're alone and your mind starts replaying events, this is where most people lose control. Instead of letting the loop run unconsciously, interrupt it. Ask, is this helping me move forward right now? If the answer is no, redirect to a task, a workout, learning something new. You are training your mind to prioritize progress over repetition. 3. When you're tempted to re-engage with someone who hurt you, this is critical. Forgiveness does not mean re-entry. Before you allow someone back into your life, ask, have they changed behavior consistently? Or am I responding emotionally out of familiarity? If there is no clear evidence of change, maintain distance. This protects your new structure. You don't forgive because they deserve it. You forgive because holding on to it is inefficient. It costs too much time, energy, focus. And once you see it as a cost, releasing it becomes a rational decision, not just an emotional one. Daily 2-minute reset practice. If you want to lock this in, do this daily. At the end of your day, ask, what did I hold on to today? Was it worth the energy? Can I release it now? Then consciously let it go before you sleep. This improves not just your mindset, but your recovery and clarity the next day. Now your action. Not theoretical, not vague, real. In the comments, write one thing you are choosing to cancel the debt on today. Keep it simple, but make it intentional, because decisions become real when they are declared. You don't need more time. You need less internal resistance. And a lot of that resistance comes from what you're still holding on to. You now have the blueprint. You understand the structure. You have the tools. Now the question is not what to do, it's whether you will apply it. Because the difference between staying stuck and moving forward is not knowledge, it's execution. It's time to live in a house of peace, not a prison built from your past. If you want more content that's practical, structured, and focused on real transformation, subscribe to Inspiration and Insight, because clarity is powerful, but applied clarity changes everything.